And if you're on board, time will tell. And if you're not, you're going to have to put your head in the sand no matter what.
With figures like Turkey Alex stepping into the boxing scene, the dynamics between fighters, promoters, and their associates are beginning to shift, creating new and complex situations.
Years in this business of boxing, in the ring. 28 years in the ring. I believe I got some credit.
With figures like Turkey Alex emerging to reshape the world of boxing, new tensions are arising between fighters, promoters, and their associates.
We did all that, yes, last night perfect. And listen, sometime in life you gotta eat crow, but sometimes in life you gotta understand to even be right or wrong, you must take a chance, take a shot.
BernardHopkins sat in quiet reflection, feeling a deep unease about the direction Golden Boy Promotions had taken, a company he helped build alongside OscarDeLaHoya. The sport he loved and dedicated his life to was slipping away, and Hopkins couldn't stand idly by. This growing discontent finally boiled over, leading to a heated confrontation at an airport that left the boxing world reeling. The incident sparked widespread discussion about the management of fighters under the Golden Boy banner and highlighted the deepening rift between two of boxing's most prominent figures. OscarDeLaHoya, known as the Golden Boy, and Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins had been partners in the boxing business for years. Together, they helped shape Golden Boy Promotions into one of the most successful and respected boxing promotion companies in the world. However, their relationship had become increasingly strained by ongoing disagreements, particularly regarding the management and promotion of top fighters like Canelo Alvarez and Ryan Garcia. The tension between Hopkins and De La Hoya had been simmering long before their airport confrontation. At the core of their dispute was the handling of these high-profile fighters. Hopkins, who has always been a fierce advocate for fighter rights, believed in putting the athletes first. He often voiced his dissatisfaction with how Golden Boy Promotions had managed its top talents, expressing concerns that the company was prioritizing profits over the well-being of its fighters. "I've been in this game long enough to know what works and what doesn't," Hopkins stated recently. "We're supposed to be looking out for our fighters, not just our bottom line. But lately, it feels like we're doing the opposite." These pointed remarks reportedly struck a nerve with De La Hoya, who has always taken pride in his role as a promoter. He saw Golden Boy Promotions as a company that had successfully nurtured and launched the careers of many fighters. To him, Hopkins' criticisms were not just a challenge to the company's practices, but a direct affront to his legacy. Hopkins wasn't only concerned with the business side of things. He was also deeply invested in the fighters themselves, particularly Canelo Alvarez and Ryan Garcia. Canelo, once the golden child of Golden Boy Promotions, had been groomed by De La Hoya to become the face of the company. However, things took a dramatic turn in 2020 when Canelo filed a lawsuit against Golden Boy Promotions and its broadcast partner DAZN, accusing them of breach of contract. Although the lawsuit was eventually settled and Canelo became a free agent, the damage was irreparable. Hopkins, who had always been close to Canelo, reportedly sided with the fighter in the dispute, feeling that De La Hoya and Golden Boy had mishandled the situation. "I don't agree with how things were handled," Hopkins was quoted saying. "Canelo felt betrayed, and I don't blame him. He was promised things that weren't delivered, and when you break that trust, it's hard to get it back." This sense of betrayal ultimately led Canelo to sever ties with Golden Boy, opting to take control of his own career and continue his dominance in the sport on his terms. The fallout from Canelo's departure didn't just affect the fighter, it also strained the partnership between Hopkins and De La Hoya. As Canelo moved on, Ryan Garcia emerged as the new poster boy for Golden Boy Promotions. Young, charismatic, and incredibly talented, Garcia was seen as the future of boxing. However, with great potential came great controversy. Garcia has never been shy about expressing his dissatisfaction with how his career has been managed, often taking to social media to voice his frustrations and hint at a lack of support from Golden Boy Promotions. "I feel like I'm not getting the respect I deserve," Garcia tweeted earlier this year. "I've done everything they've asked of me, but I still don't feel like I'm being treated like a priority. They weren't even always on my side." These comments didn't sit well with De La Hoya, who saw them as a direct challenge to his leadership. Although De La Hoya publicly responded with words of support for Garcia, acknowledging that the young fighter might have misunderstood the company's intentions, the underlying tension was palpable. This growing divide between Hopkins and De La Hoya, exacerbated by differing opinions on how fighters like Garcia should be handled, created a volatile atmosphere within the company. It was only a matter of time before things came to a head, and the airport incident was the tipping point. Hopkins, known for his no-nonsense approach and willingness to stand up for what he believes in, didn't back down. The confrontation was shocking to many, but for those familiar with Hopkins' character, it was just another example of his unwavering commitment to fighters' rights. For years, Hopkins has been a vocal advocate for fighters, often clashing with promoters and executives he believed were prioritizing profits over people. This latest confrontation with De La Hoya was just another chapter in that ongoing battle. "I've been in their shoes," Hopkins said in a recent interview. "I know what it's like to feel like you're being taken advantage of. That's why I fight so hard for these guys. They deserve better." The airport altercation has led many to question the future of Golden Boy Promotions. With two of its top executives at odds, the company is facing an uncertain future. Ryan Garcia, who has been at the center of much of the recent controversy, has remained mostly silent about the incident. However, sources close to the fighter have suggested that he may be considering following in Canelo's footsteps and leaving Golden Boy behind. "He's been unhappy for a while now," said a source close to Garcia. "This latest incident has only made things worse. He's got options, and he's not afraid to explore them." Canelo Alvarez, who has no love lost for Golden Boy, was reportedly unsurprised by the incident. "This is what happens when you don't take care of your fighters," Canelo was quoted saying. "It's only a matter of time before things start falling apart." BernardHopkins' legendary status in boxing is undeniable. Often regarded as the best boxer over 40, Hopkins repeatedly defied the odds, stepping into the ring with younger opponents who doubted his ability. He would respond with a performance that left no doubt about his enduring greatness. However, the journey to that status was far from easy. Hopkins faced immense challenges both inside and outside the ring, and his career was marked by a relentless pursuit of respect and recognition. His current struggle with De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions is just another chapter in that journey, a battle that has left a trail of broken relationships and enemies along the way. As the boxing world watches the fallout from the airport altercation, one thing is clear: Bernard Hopkins isn't done fighting yet. Whether in the ring or the boardroom, he remains a warrior, standing firm for what he believes is right. The future of Golden Boy Promotions may be uncertain, but Hopkins' legacy as a fighter, both physically and morally, is already set in stone.